We've got the legendary Nicky Holzken's brother, son, cousin, Geraldo Holzken, sparring with a few of our favourite Kyokushin K1 boys of all time, Takumi Tada, and he's going to spar with Yuki YOZA. I'm George Hardwick, 14-3 professional MMA fighter, and we're back on the breakdowns. Give him a little bit of a break during fight camp. We're going to watch this one time at full speed, and then we're going to watch it in super slow motion. So let's go back to the start. Takumi Tada has the blonde hair. They're all dressed exactly the same. Inside low kick from Geraldo HOLZKEN. Hitting at the kind of calf level. We're seeing a lot of people hit at the calf level. Yotan made it very, very popular in his fight with Chyler, his rematch, his title defense. There's a lovely left high kick and a left high kick back. They're almost using the left high kick like a slap hook just to make their sparring partner stand in position there whilst they're stepping with the punches after. Make the guard go slightly out to the side so they can get that straight punch through the middle there, having to adjust the head guards a lot in the middle there. That's a beautiful combination. The inside low kick into right uppercut. Right uppercut to body hook is a classic we see Nicky Holzken do a lot. You can get so much power. I think that is the most powerful left hook to the body, is when you set it up with a right uppercut. Just the way the hips turn, you can drag your way through into the body hook. It's one of the best ways. People expect the right uppercut into left hook head, but a lot of the times you lift the guard up, and if the guard's still there, you might just want to peek it up under the elbow. There, a little stiff arm there from Holzken at the end. And now, sparring with Yuki YOZA. And of course, Yuki YOZA don't do head guards. Yuki YOZA is CTE maxing for both him and his opponents and sparring partners. There's that calf kick that Yuki YOZA does. And if you go and watch his YouTube, watch his video, his lecture, I believe he calls it, on the calf kick, he'll throw it with just both hands up. Both hands up. Classically, you're told to swing the arm on the kicking side, and then you'll get a bit more power and you can manipulate your opponent as you do it. He just throws it with both hands up. It's less of a tell because you don't see any arm or shoulder movements really happen. And then his arms are in position to throw punches straight away. And in big boxing gloves, he can guard against the oncoming punches and still land his calf kicks if people throw back at that time. Really nice left leg from Geraldo HOLZKEN in the black there. Switching to southpaw, circling out. He tried to kind of like relax for a second. You'll often see people do that. They'll relax for a second. I'll just put it back once and then we'll let it play through. So sometimes when you relax yourself, especially when you switch stance, he goes out southpaw, relaxes his legs, people will relax with you. And you see YOZA do this, but his hands are in really good position. YOZA just goes shin on the return low kick and then pushes him away. YOZA is happy to kick the leg and just happy to kick the shin. It's kind of like when Kozo Takeda was kicking John Wayne Parr. John Wayne Parr was checking correctly, and John Wayne Parr asked him after the fight, "Why were you kicking my block? I was blocking these kicks. Why did you keep kicking it?" And Kozo Takeda just wanted to break his leg. We have that same intention from Yuki YOZA. Really nicely timed low kick by Geraldo HOLZKEN, timing the step from Takumi Tada. Here he goes, left body hook into left high kick. That's a really nice combination. Artur Kushenko was doing that really well, even as he moved up in weight and was fighting Alex Pereira. Actually stopped Alex Pereira, but he always hit this left body hook and then use that left high kick to close the door. And often if you land a really good body hook off the left side, the opening comes on the same side and they can use that high kick just to stop someone stepping in, interrupt the right hand. They can kind of step back as they throw that high kick. Really nice stuff. Both kind of in the middle there, knee feint into jab, and there's that inside low kick. Let's see what bleeding level he hits that inside low kick. I feel like he hits at the calf, but we'll have to watch it again. The advantage to hitting the calf, boom, yeah, just below the knee. The advantage of hitting to just below the knee is that it's going to get to the target a bit quicker, and you can have that off balancing. Obviously, you don't want to just blast shin on shin unless you're like Jan Blachowicz or prime Tony Ferguson. But yeah, it's a very, very effective move. Then he goes cross to the body into left hook to the body. Doubling up on body shots, it can be quite effective because people don't tend to unless it's those two hooks. We saw Nicky Holzken drop Raymond Daniels with that in one of their fights. It can be quite effective. You hit the right straight to the body, the elbows peek in, and you can hit that hook around the side. The downside to that is because you're throwing two body shots at a time, your hands are low for an extended period if they're thrown back. But Takumi Tada steps in with a big jab. So those big jabs that Geraldo HOLZKEN seems to be wanting to exploit. There's that calf kick with both hands up. A very Team Vesalius, formerly K1 Sagami Ono Crest Gym habit there is to use like that calf kick in close with both hands up. We've seen Yuki YOZA do it. Yuki YOZA was doing it in his most recent fights. People try and use the knee to smother his work, but he just keeps his elbow in tight. He almost like drops his elbow onto their knee, and then he'll just low kick the standing leg. But Yuki YOZA here with no head guard, CT max and high guard, just blocking away. Use that high guard a lot, especially against taller people. We'll see him like play if he's got a big experience gap on his sparring partner. But when we see him like spar Chico Kwasai, a Glory welterweight champion, you know, he uses that high guard a lot just because of the power. That's a really nice check from Geraldo Holzken. I'll try and put it back without putting it back too far, but that's a really nice check. Hinging that knee, allowing it to go underneath, so it just kind of hits his ankle, and look how quickly he steps into his own punches. Boom. And then he steps back southpaw to inside low kick and manipulate the stance of YOZA. And that's something you see YOZA do, and a lot of Kyokushin guys do, is if they take an inside low kick that knocks their base away, they won't brace too hard. They'll actually allow it to, take them into the other stance. He doesn't fire back straight away, but we'll often see them take an inside low kick and allow them, well, he does actually with a jab, but allow that low kick to take them into the other stance because they are so comfortable going between stances. We see that in this fight with Taiyo Asahisa, and there's that stab of the toe. Mikazuki Geri seems to land, even though the elbow is in the seemingly correct place for Geraldo Holzken. That is one of the big advantages of that kick that Mikazuki Geri is. You can brace, you can block correctly, but the toes fit through. It's such a small surface area. It's very hard to defend. Very hard to defend. And we see Yuki YOZA, he doesn't even pull his toes back to kick with the balls of his feet. He'll just dip the tip of his toes into the liver. Moving forward, kind of between stances, is Yuki YOZA. This is a very like reasonable spar here. Cross parrying, but it manages to hit the hip of YOZA, and YOZA just lets it take him into southpaw, and then he uses that knee feint to kind of step in. Just a jab there. Very tricky work from Geraldo Holzken. You can see Nicky Holzken in the background there. Absolute striking legend. One of my favorites. That kind of golden era of glory welterweights. One of the best ever. There's that cross parry, and he only manages to get a kick on the front of the shin. And there's like a little knee from Geraldo Holzken and a push from Yuki YOZA. That's a strategy a lot of people will try and use against these types of fighters, is if they want to step in close and throw the combinations, they'll use that knee just to kind of, interrupt them. Giorgio Petrosian was the best. He'd land like a hook cross, then throw a knee, and it would just, especially with limited K1 clinching, it would just kind of stop the exchange without them able to fire back. Mayweather do it in boxing, punch and clutch. Darren Till versus Kelvin Gastelum. A lot of really good examples of it. I've been George Hardick. If you want to see more breakdowns, I'm going to get back onto it a little bit more because I've kind of let it die a little bit during fight camp. But it was a very energetic fight camp with a lot of crazy things happening, Harry, in the UFC. This, that, and the other thing. But looking forward to getting some more of these videos out nice and quickly. What else have I been playing? I've been playing Turbo Overkill and Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Very excited for Ninja Gaiden 4. Rate, comment, subscribe. Is rating even an option? I don't know. Do all the algorithmic nonsense.